We're rolling.
And now we need to do some repair. So here's our starting point on this one. The airplane hit the ground pretty much nose in, and it did a lot of crushing damage to the outboard wing. I'm pretty sure that all of the crushing damage on the leading edge is just the thing buckling, because here in the rear you can see where it's been repaired about 1,000,000 times. It broke right there, and then it pivoted on this spar, and the leading edge got compressed this way and broke. So I'm looking at the damage, and I'm figuring out what to do, and the next thing I'm going to do is fix the damage. Applying glue, kind of working it all the way down to the bottom there. Getting my knife all dirty. Applying pressure to the joint. Just a little bit of glue over here to reinforce things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you have an airplane that is really busted up, sometimes it is a good idea to make wing rib templates. This crash is not this airplane's first rodeo, so I happen to have a template stashed away. This is a bit of random wood from someone else's airplane project that I inherited, and I am going to cut out a patch for that wing rib. I changed my mind about where I'm going to cut it out from. Hopefully this is big enough. Okay, that is going to be ugly but serviceable. And serviceable is what we're looking for. We've already achieved ugly. That is what is known as mechanically sound and ugly. I'm going to use sharp things in an awkward way because I'm trying to film with one hand and cut Monaco with the other. This clear stuff is not Monaco, by the way. It's a product called SLC from a guy named Phil Cartier, who unfortunately is no longer in the modeling business. So one of these days I'm going to have to find a nice replacement for it. I happen to have a lot of it myself. I think it's just some sort of laminating film, but I don't know exactly what it is. So what I'm doing here is trying to cut the covering. I'm trying to just cut the top of the covering and not get into the covering on the bottom of the wing. And it's mostly because I'm too lazy to want to cover both top and bottom when I'm done. If I run into a problem where I have to get into the bottom side of the covering, I will not hesitate to cut that covering off as well. There. You know, all of the nastiness exposed. You can see that there's a lot of crushing on this rib. I could glue that together, but I think what I'm going to do is just cut a new rib half for that. And then, let's see, let's get this out of the way. There's a lot of crushing on that. So probably going to do some sort of a patch there. As you can see, this leading edge has broken in this area before. It's kind of in the habit. So actually, I think what I'm going to do, because we're currently training up somebody, I am going to glue this back together the way it is, and it'll just be a repair on top of a repair on top of a repair, and it'll probably crash again. And even if I put all fresh wood in there, it would have broken anyway. So that's the plan. Here's my rib. I'm going to have to show you how I'm going to put this in and then go off camera for the actual gluing, because I'm going to need both hands to do the gluing, or more doing the clamping after I glue. So this rib is fit to cover the broken parts of the old rib, and it's just going to glue in next to it. I'm not going to try. You could splice the rib in right on top if you wanted to get fancy, but as you can see, this airplane has kind of outlived fancy. So that's where it goes. You can see it's butted up against the rib. It's not going to have a super good connection to that leading edge. I'm probably going to put a little splice right there. And the reason that I'm going to be off camera for the gluing is I'm going to be pinching it here and here at the same time. And that's going to take two hands. So just bear with me a little bit and see some magic happen. What you see here is that rib patch that I have marked for where it overlaps with the actual rib. I will use those marks to know where to put glue, so I'm not gluing outside of the area of the joint, and I am still putting a good amount of glue where it's going to do some good. I think that this is well past this airplane's 9th life. It's gone beyond cat. I don't know what we can say it is now, but we just keep crashing it and repairing it and crashing it and repairing it. And every time the repair has been less work than a brand new plane.